let's go ahead and add something now. And let's look at what that looks like. So again, going back to the actual menu, I think this is a great process to have, to jump back and forth so you can see how it looks real time. I'm going to create a new menu here, title menu here, and then we'll do some drill down. So since we're going to add some admin features, I'm going to call this menu item Toolbox. Maybe we'll call it Property Accounting Toolbox or Admin Toolbox, because this is going to house some of the admin functionality that our property accountants need, but we don't want to give away the farm and give them the whole admin role. So if we were pretend like we were a property accounting user, giving away the farm would be saying, all right, let's just let them go to administration and do all the things that they need. That's not what we want to do. We want them to have the one PA menu like you saw me click on, and everything they need in this one role. How great is it even if they don't have to jump back in between certain roles? Some, in some cases that may be necessary, but if we can put most of the things that they need on a couple roles, then it's going to make their lives a lot easier. All right, so I'm just going to do it at the bottom, so I can just go down here. Actually, I'm going to do it right under resident. So I'll click here, and then I'll just do add new, and I'm going to add a couple rows. All right, so the first thing I'm going to have is my title menu, so I'm going to do admin toolbox. Careful to put that in my quotations. And so since that's just going to be my title menu, I'm going to put that there, and then I want to do also my unpost journal entry. Now to do that, it's a couple of things, right? So all the available Yardi links are in this box up here, and so we could either look through here and search. And so if I just did unpost, this one is an easy one to find, so it'll get me to the bank reconciliation, unpost bank reconciliation. So that's one way to find it. And if I just, since I already have this cell I'm clicked on that has the orange marker, if I double click there, it'll drop in the link that I want. And the only thing that I need to add is how I want it to show. So I'm going to do that because I want it to be a sub menu of the admin toolbox. Okay, and then I'm going to hit save. Let's just save there, and then I'll show you another one. So that's one way to do it, by clicking on available Yardi links. Another way to do it, I'll show you that once this updates. So now that updated, let's go back to a live role. Let's hit refresh. Now we see our admin toolbox. Now notice, because I left those spaces in there, right? Again, I've got spaces. So again, once again, in terms of menu cleanup, you see how ugly this can get if we were to leave something like that. But nevertheless, we click on admin toolbox, then we have the unpost bank reconciliation. Anytime you're putting in new menus, let's make sure that link is working. So if I click into here, there we go, it's a live link, it's working. Perfect. So I'll go back here, I'll scroll down to the bottom, and I'll finish the work that we want to do here. So let's say another function we want to do is this particular accounting manager, this particular controller is okay with giving their property accountants the ability to unpost journal entries. Now that one is a little different than unposting bank reconciliations. Even though unpost bank reconciliations, we still want to have some good judgment there. But the unpost journal entries, we don't want to just go around unposting journal entries, because essentially what the system is doing, it's deleting out information, right? It's really pulling it out of GL and taking it as an unposted batch. And the idea is to, if you made an incorrect journal entry, you can unpost it, go and edit it, and then repost it. But there's the audit trail is a little fuzzy there, right? When you're unposting journal entries. So that's all right, that you want to be pretty sure about. And I'm going into some of this additional context because everybody may not be on the accounting side that's responsible to be the Yardi champion. It could be somebody in IT that has more IT and security background versus the accounting. So our Yardi champion course definitely talks about, I would say, a basic level of property management accounting, because I think that's important, because so much of this has an accounting context to it. So we're going to give the unpost journal entry. Again, if I were to do journal, I would eventually come across the unpost journal entry. I'm sure I would. Let's go back and do unpost. There you go. It's right under the bank reconciliation, unpost batch JE. But I don't want to show you that way. I want to show you the other way. So again, since I have the orange click, I can double click there and get unpost, or I could do it this way. So let's go to the admin role like I started to go to, and let's find an iAdmin. And then I just want to show you this way to do it as well. So if you go here, and again, because we are in a Yardi default menu, you notice it doesn't look the same, right? So when I'm in here, I can actually click in and do stuff. Rightfully so, we don't want to change anything here, but I can just copy. So sometimes the copy and paste is a little weird. So if I just click once on it, highlight it, making sure my cursor is not like inside of it. So like if my cursor was sitting inside of it, it wouldn't copy and paste correctly. I'm only telling you this is because I've seen it, I've done it over and over in terms of use. So if I just click one time and I do control copy, and then I can come here, and I like to post it just in a bigger field. I can do it that way, so I know I have the right link, and then I pull it over this way. So I do that because this is the menu item type. I don't need all that extra space, shouldn't have that space, so I can delete all that. The unpost batch is the title piece, this is the actual link, but then also we got to understand that we brought in some additional space. So let me make sure all that space is gone, everything is good, and now I have it as well. So my point of showing you that is you can go to the actual menu where you have it. So you open up the screen, go to the menu where you find it, and then go into the actual menu setup side of it. You can copy it, and then you can paste it into your, because sometimes some of these available Yardi links are not as easy to find as the first two that we found, and so I know for a fact that it's going to be easier in some cases just to find what menu it is and then just copy and pull it from that menu. Okay, so we just make sure that I have the word the way I want to say it, because just because that's what you already called it as a menu, call it what you want to call it for your business that's going to resonate with your users. So unpost bank reconciliation, we can call this fixed bank error or whatever, and then unpost a batch JE. So I like just calling it unpost journal entry. And then we're going to delete out this extra line because we don't want to have any, we don't want our menus to be ugly. So I have it here. We're going to do delete selected, hit OK. And let's save our changes. And we also want to make sure this new link that we put in works as expected. So I'm going to do save. I don't know about you, but this is a pretty exciting to me to get in and manipulate these menus, all with the intentions of having the user have a better experience in the system. So I close some of these extra ones. So I'll go back here. Let's go back to our role, PA menu role. That's the one we're working with. So this is the one we're going to keep live with our checks. Let's do refresh. And now if I click on admin toolbox, I should see a few more menus, and I do. So that was the unpost bank reconciliation. And then here is the unpost journal entry. So let's go here to make sure our link works. Perfect. We get to the unpost journal entry screen. So now the user can do what they need to do, right? So we have deleted some menu items, and then we have added some menu items. And you see also the name now that I have unpost journal entry, that's now there. Okay, so that is how you customize the menu.